welcome into the studio, Dave from Sight Matters. Dave, you seem to be the same person, but with a different name.
Yes, I've forgotten what I look like as well, Alex. I would say I've grown a beard, but I had that before. So.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit more trim and sort of coiffured.
Is that another way of saying more grey?
No. Stylish.
Stylish, I like. We'll go with stylish.
That's the words we go with. So, you used to be in talking about Manx Blind Welfare, and now you're Sight Matters. So, why the name change? What happened? Tell us all about it.
We are Sight Matters, but what we've done is we've changed our operating name. We haven't changed our charity name. We are still Manx Blind Welfare. That hasn't changed. But what we did, we noticed that we had some feedback from people saying that Manx Blind Welfare, the name had a different meaning now. It's been around for a very long time. But now in the modern world, it means some different things. So the first thing that we had some feedback about was the word blind. Now, we're a charity that assists anybody with sight problems. And we know from feedback that we'd had from people that we weren't getting people coming to see us because they weren't blind and assumed we couldn't help them because they weren't blind.
It's almost the fact that there are grey areas in between, and having blind in the title made it black or white.
Absolutely. Of course, we help anybody with some serious sight problems or visual impairments. So that's the first thing we looked at. And the second word was welfare. And welfare has these old connotations in people's minds as well. So we thought that we needed to really look at this and come up with an operating name that actually said a lot more about what we do. And lots of names got bounced around, as they usually do. And Sight Matters came out as the one that we thought that represented what we did a lot more.
And the logo looks good as well. I like that. A very refreshed logo as well.
Absolutely. And so far, we've found it's been a lot more helpful when we've been out in the community talking to people. It's a lot easier to talk to people as Sight Matters than it is as Manx Blind Welfare. So it's definitely working much better for us.
Now, of course, there were call services that the Manx Blind Welfare offer, and now Sight Matters continue to offer. Remind us what those are for people.
Absolutely. I'll run through them quickly. So these are some of the services that we offer all the time. So a library and news service is something that we've had for a long time and continue to do. So we have a talking book library there that's available to loan to our members, and also we have a recorded news service which goes out each week, which is all juicy bits and bobs from the newspapers, that the old Hatch, Matched and Dispatch that we all like to know about. That goes out each week. We also will go out and do some visual aid assessments now, so we can pop out into the community, and anybody who's having serious sight problems, we can nip out, we can do some little assessments to see if there are any magnification aids or different things that might help people. So we can pop out to see people if they're not able to come and see us. We can help with filling in forms, because those things can be absolute monsters to fill in sometimes. It's a cup of tea and at least 4 ginger biscuits before you get past page 1 sometimes. So we can help people with some of the more complicated forms that they need to... Forms?
Yes.
Forms. Well, we're there. Rusty Alex, not been on for a while. Lunch clubs as well. We still run our regular lunch clubs from the centre 3 times a week. So if anybody's interested in that service, again, get in touch with us. We have our under 18s club that's been running for quite a few years now. So we take some of our younger members out for different activities.
And that's interesting, because once again, going back to your point about perception of Manx Blind Welfare, there is this perception, inaccurately so, but... Oh, wait a minute, young people suffer sight problems. I don't know why. There is that perception, isn't there, that it's something that might come on with more mature years.
There absolutely, and yes, we do have a high proportion of our members who are older, but we also do have younger members as well, and we're looking at what we can do with different members, different things. So our younger members group, they decide what they want to do, whether that's rock climbing or kayaking or axe throwing was another thing. Well, hey, that was fun. I didn't go on that one. Yeah, I think I was washing my hair that day. Probably a sensible thing. But yeah, our younger members club, they do all sorts of brilliant things, and obviously the summer months at the moment, so they've been really busy. So Claire and Stacey look after that group. We've got our over 18s club, so that's something that's really taken off at the moment. So we'll go out and do different activities around the island there, nip for a pub lunch, just for different people to meet others that they haven't met before in different areas, and we found that's really, really good for people to know they're not alone, and there are others who are there as well that are having similar difficulties, and just sitting down chatting to someone that knows what you're talking about sometimes can be a big load off as well.
And finally, when it comes to equipment, because there's some specialist equipment that some people might not be able to afford to get their hands on, you guys can step in there.
Absolutely. We've got a really well-stocked resource centre up at Corran Court there. We can also go out to visit people as well and take some of the equipment with us. There's an awful lot, so we can't really get it all in the van or the car, but we've got some fantastic aids up there that can help people around the home with magnification and reading, cooking, all sorts of things up there. So ideally people could pop up and see us. It's better because then they can see the full range of what we've got. All of this equipment and all of these services, with exception to our lunch clubs, are free of charge. There is a very small charge, just a subsidised cost for our lunch clubs. Everything else, there is no cost to anybody for these services.
Excellent stuff. And finally, Coast to Coast. What's all this about? Tell me more.
Coast to Coast. Well, Coast to Coast is a walk that we've been doing for, looks at notes, 5 years now. Doesn't really work with the cameras now.
You can't get away with it anymore.
I used to be able to just look at the notes and no one would know, but they know now. This is the 5th year that we've been running this now. So this is a brilliant family-orientated walk here. Just anybody out having a nice jolly walk on a Sunday there. This is running on Sunday. It looks for the date the 4th. Woohoo, remember that just in time. Sunday the 4th. Now, there are 2 parts to this. There is a walk that goes from the NSC through to Peel. That's around about 12 miles. Don't panic if you don't feel like you want to do the whole 12-mile walk. There is a shorter run that goes from St John's through to Peel. This goes along basically the old railway lines. So it's a nice, fairly level, straightforward walk. It's nice and safe. We're not really on the roads very much, and if we are, there are people at the crossing points that help us across. Lots of people go and take the dog for a walk on the day. They go out with the kids. They make a nice day of it. It's a brilliant walk. It's £10 for adults to enter and £5 for children. Come along and support us. Have a great day out. Get a bit of exercise. Fingers crossed the weather's going to help us out on that day as well. But come along and enjoy it. The entry's closed on Tuesday for that, so you need to get in quick there.
Excellent stuff. Lot to digest there. Dave, where should people go to now with the new Site Matters name and things like this?
Ooh, well, you can get us on all. I'll have to remember not to say the old address now.
Yes.
It's all at W's sitematters.im. You can still look for the old mbws.org.im if you want. It'll still point you in the right direction. But if you look for sitematters.im, you can ring us on the usual phone number. That hasn't changed. It's 674727. We're in the same place we were before, up just by the new Burma Hague School. You can pop up and have a brew and see what we've got up there at the centre, 9 to 5 through the week.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks so much, Dave. Nice to see you, and hopefully see you next month.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed.